Hey, what's up y'all? We are here today with the first round of playoffs for the PCP Pokemon community players. Me and Chris do have bye weeks, and it's not really like a recap, so I'm probably not going to do all that. It's just, we'll call it like playoffs picture, you know, something like that. But we have Pat versus Dye, and we have Hobby versus Dan, which these are both pretty damn good games. So, yeah, I think let's just jump in, you know, let's just see what happens. So, Pat has what appears to be a lead Minior, I'm assuming, since he led with it and it sets up rocks, yep. And he gets knocked off, focus sash, and he's unfortunately still not in the shield down range. Now, I think that bulldoze did damage, but I'm not 100% sure. It looked like the bar went down a little bit, but who knows, you know? But he actually goes into Altaria to dodge the bulldoze, which is a good play. But he's actually outsped by this Minior, and the explosion does a tit load. So Dragon Dance comes up, and yeah, he just gets to E-speed him pretty much here. Dye does have plenty of switch-ins though, even though yeah, Altaria should live rocks, so he can go into the Landorus and get a nice Intimidate, take a little bit of, that's actually a lot, that's banded for show. This is actually the first time, I think, Pat has brought the Zydoge, but yeah, that was decent damage. So this was a weird play. He rock polishes up and then just U-turns out. I guess either he didn't want to risk the Stone Edge miss, or maybe he didn't have it, but that's Dye's thing to do. He always goes into Muck whenever his opponent clicks Toxic. So much that Pat clicks Toxic again, predicting him to double out. Not sure into what, maybe something like Meloetta, something that can take a hit. Or even Landorus, who the fook knows, you know? But he's just going to get on out of there and go right to Diancie, who takes the Poison Jab. Not well, but she takes it. But obviously you lose a lot of your defenses when you Mega, and he did not get the boost, which I'm going to go ahead and assume is what he was going for there. And it does put him in sneak range, which is unfortunate. Unfort as fuck. Yeah, no Poison Touch though, so that's cool. 1,000 Arrows does do a lot to New Guy, from New Guy onto the Muck there, and it's 4-5 in Dye's favor, but it seems as though Pat had the offensive momentum right there, you know? If you remember the last time they played, Pat got a big ol' surprise kill with Scarf Water Spout Blastoise, and you know, if it's broke, don't fix it, I get that. So he brings it right on back, and it doesn't quite get the kill, but it does a shitload of damage to the Pelipper there, and that'll be helpful. You know, wearing down the Weather Setter is always going to be very helpful. So, also wearing down the Weather Abuser is probably even more helpful. So, Pat's just sitting here with Jirachi. He's probably Spadef as hell to specifically deal with this Kingdra, and Kingdra actually, it undersped him, so we knew he's the Critdra, like his name says. So, Crit Draco takes out the Blastoise. That's not a Blastoise, goddammit. Takes out the Zapdos Gen 1, right? And, yeah, so I guess now he can pretty much pick this thing off with a 1,000 Arrows, with Banded, yep. He really needed the agility there, but, you know, you only have so many turns to do stuff with. So, he doubles out to the Pelipper, and dies. So that's cool. But, Rain's gone there anyways, Kingdra's down, so Rain really wasn't important at that point, it was just helping the Blastoise. But 1,000 Arrows does do a pretty decent amount to Lando there, plus at half attack, is what I mean. And he's kind of forced to sack the Blastoise, and like this exact play happened in their previous match. Like, I think the Landorus set up, and then he had to sack the fucking Blastoise. Like, it was just Vietnam flashbacks. Deja vu all day. But at this point, it could really go either way. Depending on movesets and stuff, he has to go to Jirachi here and hope that he didn't go for the Shadow Ball. He does go for the Gleam, which, yeah, Jirachi doesn't care. This is looking Spadef. But you can go right into the Landorus, intimidate it, you know, put it, you know, make it slightly less of a threat. And, This is, yeah. So, of course, 60% of the time, it works every time. He couldn't switch into Zydog on that Earthquake, and, yeah, it's just kind of meh. But he's still got Lando in the back, good for one more Intimidate. Excuse me. But, yeah. Jirachi's gonna sit here and click Cosmic Power. That's what Pat does with Jirachi. He just sits there, he boosts, he gets leftovers, or he Z-move boosts. That's just, that's what Jirachi does. It's a good time. You can tell in the chat, Dye is not having a lot of fun because he can just sit there and Cosmic Power up, flinch him. He's at -1 attack, and he's just gonna sit there, and I think we can go on fast from this point. Yeah, Hyper Voice is not doing absolutely anything. It is a +2 defense Jirachi. Good God, defenses. I guess he's going for the Spadef drop. At this point, the game's over. It's just he outspeeds both of his mons with Jirachi, and yeah, but very good game. Playoffs kind of came down pretty clutch, down to that the flinch there. I think, yeah, because I think that was the only way Dye had a shot, was to kill that guy and then hopefully be out of E-speed range. But oh, and yeah, he had Gleam on Meloetta, so yeah, I think Dye did just win there if he didn't get flinched. But that's what Jirachi does. You can't really. I mean, you definitely can be mad about a 60% chance to flinch, but Then this is probably one of my favorite matches of the entire season. This is just a lot of fun. Let's jump into this. So Dan has pre-Mega Alakazam, because fuck it. We find out he's Chople, Registeel, probably Z Fly or Z Waterfall or whatever, Gyarados. I believe he is Sheer Force, Life Orb Conk, and then Pink. And then he's got some pink stuff towards the end, Javi actually has Belly Drum, Flame Charge Zard X. He has Scarf Healing Wish Trick, Latias. He has mixed Magearna with Shift Gear, Iron Head, Brick Break, and Thunderbolt with the Fightium Z for all-out pummeling for the Chansey, which is just, it's gotta be just my favorite set that I've ever seen on Magearna. Like, goddamn, that is so good, man. Life Orb Weavile, Assault Vest, Delchmise, and Banded Machamp. So yeah, let's just see. So Javi immediately realizes that Machamp is a threat to just about everything on the team. He just goes for the close combat. However, Dan, as like we discussed, is Chople and is able to get up his rocks. Not for free. He took a lot of damage, but he lived, and that's what matters. So Javi predicts a switch, probably into said Gyarados, and goes out to Magearna, knowing this is a free Shift Gear, because Dan's like, hey, I got a Chansey. Why do I care about this Magearna? He's gonna go for Shift Gear, and I'm gonna hit Seismic Toss 3 times, but all out pummeling does 88% to Chansey. Good God. Man, it's not every day you see a Magearna take out a Chansey. It's really not. Usually you're going for Fightium Z when they're at like 40% or something, like on the special side. But Dan's team is very weak to stuff with fighting and electric coverage, as you can see. So that Thunderbolt's going to do Tit Load because he does get the Soul Heart boost. So Alamolo goes down. I actually don't know why he went for knockoff there. He revealed his Z move already, so that must have been his only attacking move. He must have been like Wish Protect, Toxic, and then knockoff or something like that. Or maybe a Healing Wish on the back, but Alakazam goes down to a +1 Iron Head. I think it was max physically invested, not like Adamant, but I think it had to be Jolly or something. But yeah, so Magearna is just able to just plow through some stuff. It took down 4 members of the team, has boosts all across the board pretty much, like, good God. But he does go down to the Mach Punch, and that's where we see that I think he's got to be the Sheer Force Life Orb on Conk. So now Lottie can come in here. It's Scarf, and it does have the Psyshock. However, Conk is a bulky, creepy, fucking bowling ball pin head ass motherfucker, and yeah, he lives. But Machamp is back, he's banded, and he has Thunder Punch conveniently, so he can just outspeed that. And then Gyarados is not Intimidate, as we see, and yeah, it's gonna have to D-Dance there, and yeah. So that is gonna be a clean 4-0 in favor of Javi. That was just, whew. I love seeing crazy, good, perfect sets like that. In the Draft League format, you can make anything, and as long as it works, like, it's cool, You see physical Magearna on the ladder, and you're like, oh god damn it, like, battling some, like, 1050 person that brought his in-game team or some shit, But, yeah, I don't know. It's a really cool thing to see, and I love creativity from my friends and whatnot. So, we can take a look here. I should already had this open and whatnot, but we can take a look here at this thingy-majigger. So you can see Dan lost to Javi 4-0, and Dye lost to Pat 2-0. So that means that Javi will take on Chris, Pat will take on me, and that will be our semi-final match. So I've been undefeated so far. Hopefully I can keep that going and just roll right on into finals and play either Javi or Chris, and then we will have a nice, I'm gonna fucking try, whenever they play the Sacco, to be there live and like live comment, maybe get some other PCP guys in there and you know, just do like a fun thing. Maybe make a Pokemon drinking game out of it, and that'd be hilarious. But anyways, yeah, I'll leave everybody's links in the description. Please check them out. Also like, subscribe, and do all that bullshit from me. Also, if you're following me on Twitter, you already saw me tweet about this because it was so fucking cool to see. So follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I'm occasionally really fucking funny. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye forever.